one way fighting.
You said it before a bit, where you'd had one fight, you'd got where you were saying about you had one fight, got knocked out, and you said it was a bad knockout. You shouldn't have been fighting 3 weeks later. You have a bad knockout in the UFC, they can ban you for up to 3 months without a doctor's clearance.
Well, my coach at the time didn't want me to fight. They weren't willing to corner me, which is why I originally pulled out of it. And I actually moved gym. Well, not permanently, but I went to a different gym up in Runcorn, Anne Brindley, and Gary Furnival. Trained with them, and they were good. I've got to be fair, you know.
That was just before you came to us, wasn't it?
Yeah, I came to you guys after the Pino fight, yeah. And they cornered me for that as well, and they were fantastic, you know. They were really good. It's just one of them things, isn't it? You know, you lose fights sometimes, it happens. And just to touch on something, yeah, I used to care too much about my losses.
Mate, did you watch the podcast with me and Clark?
I did, yeah.
Did you hear what I said about it?
Yeah, that's what I was touching on then.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll never forget was the Kev Fryer fight when you went backstage, mate. I've never seen you, and you could tell that you were that passionate about it, that you wanted it that much. I mean, I won't say what happened. Obviously, that was a personal moment for you, but you could just tell how upset you were. And I just being I'd walked through and no one else had walked through yet, and just seeing you, and I've got to, you know, say to you, mate. I mean, no one can ever take that away from you. No one can take anything away from you in the fact that you cared that much. You did everything you could, and that you've got to be proud of that, mate. A loss is a loss.
I mean, Kev's at Bellator now. He's doing really well. But the hardest part was we were friends, and we've gone into this fight. The fight had been put off a few times because we didn't want to fight each other. And when we eventually did fight each other, it felt more of a sparring session, to be honest. It was hard to get going.
Yeah.
Until I felt a bit of pain. As soon as I felt a bit of pain, right, that's it, I'm in, I'm going. And
that fight,
I think it was a mean left hook I cocked on him that busted his eye open. And as soon as that landed and cut his eye open, he came straight in for the takedown.
You didn't look the same fighter as your other fights in that fight.
No. It
you
was so hard, like I say.
You threw a kick that missed. And I remember thinking, that's not James. What's he doing there? I've seen you hammer people in the cage. And where you're saying, I didn't know how good a friend you were with them.
Yeah, I had no aggression. The thing is, I met Kev on one of the first fights I ever had. And every show I was going to, I was seeing Kev in the same changing room, and we were just getting along really well. Every fight, getting to know each other better and better and better, talking, exchanging tips, mates on Facebook. And then next thing you know, he's saying he doesn't want to fight me. I'm saying I don't want to fight him. Next thing you know, I get a call off Lee Decker saying he does want to fight me. So I said, right, okay, I want to fight him then. And then we both turned up. And Kev said, oh, no, I said I didn't want to fight you. And I was like, well, I originally said the same, but here we are, so let's just get it done.
That's it, mate.
You know, I said, we're going to be mates afterwards, isn't it? You know. But it was hard to get going. So when I lost, I felt it was a poor account of myself.
It wasn't, mate, right. I didn't realise until I seen you in there, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. I mean, that's not taking anything away from Kev. It was, you weren't the same fighter that I'd seen in the last however many fights that we'd either cornered or just gone to watch. But I don't know, you know, if what you're saying was the reason, or if there were other things or what. But it was weird. It was like watching a different person that night. And I'm being honest with you. I'm not taking anything away from you because you went in there. And when I went out the back to see you, and I just seen how emotional you were, I was just like, I'm not going to even say nothing because you know that you'd gone out that night. I mean, we're talking about your other fights where you pounded people and you're just toying around with them. And I was like, he knows I don't need to say nothing. Fucking just, there's nothing to be said, mate. But 100% fucking respected you more for the fact that you cared that much, mate.
Yeah. Two fights have been very emotional. Two hard fights. The next one after that was my first fight back at welterweight against Ant Davis. Do you remember that one?
I wasn't there for that one. I don't think.
No, Clark and Lee, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was. I couldn't make it, could I?
And that was another fight. Actually, I collapsed like 3 times making weight for that fight. And literally half an hour before the fight, Clark was chucking cups of coffee down my throat, trying to get me going, I was just so that cut, I'd done it so wrong. I'd fucked it up so bad. And it'd been such a big cut and took so much out of me that when it came to fight night, it actually felt like bedtime. My body felt like lead. My whole body.
What was the walkout to the cage like, if that was how you were feeling?
It was,
did you get the adrenaline?
Very anxious, to be honest. I kept calm, obviously walking out, but I did feel very anxious, which I don't normally feel. I normally come out quite aggressive. I'm like pumped up in my mind and I'm ready to go. I want to grab someone and I want to smash him, get my hands on him. But on that one, it was like I was void of all emotion. I was just so drained.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've not got great experience with the weight cut just because I stayed at heavyweight just to avoid that. Just to avoid it. I could have easily got down to light heavy. Easily.
Yeah.
But I thought, no, I don't want to do weight cutting on top of training and working and my social life. And what I had about 4 businesses going at one time, and I was like, I haven't got enough time to be managing my diet as well. So I can't imagine what that's like. But I know when I go out on the walk to the cage, even if it's an inter-gym amateur or whatever, I know that I'm like, this is game time. Irrelevant to what the result is, that's how I feel. If you're going out there anxious, I can't imagine that. That must feel like
that's
you're going
the only
out
time I've gone out anxious like that. What a surreal feeling, Neil. It wasn't like I was walking out to a fight at all, man. Kind of like it's hard to explain.
Is it worry that you're not in the right frame of physical or mental?
It wasn't so much mental. It was, I knew physically my body wasn't there.
Yeah.
I knew that weight cut had gone tits up, and I was so drained, and I hadn't recovered in time. And it just played such a huge factor into walking into the fight that subconsciously my mind must have told myself, you're not going into a fight, don't worry about it, chill, relax. And I was just overly relaxed going into that fight. It was like I say, there was no emotion at all. There was no anger. There was no even thought, to be honest. No game plan in my head. It was just go out and scrap. Just get the job done. Just go out and fight. Just do what you do for a living. Just go and do it. And that's the only time I've been out to a fight like that.
That's not healthy for a fighter to be going out in that mindset, mate.
No,
It's not.
I mean,
if you do think about doing it again, you need to think about middleweight at the lowest. I
Yeah,
could see you at light
definitely.
heavy.
Light heavy, definitely, yeah.
I could.
Yeah, it's definitely an option.